24 men line Grand Ave in broad moonlight, trying to get someone to buy what they have. As my D bus rushes by, I rub my moonstruck eyes like, Jesus! Did New Haven's drug dealers finally unionize? But one of the hustlers is reeling in a customer who looks suspiciously like a fish, which he hits on the head on the edge of the bridge till it's dead so he can chuck it in his bucket and truck it home to his fridge. Oh, they're not dealing drugs. They're not dealing drugs. They're fishing. Yo, I wasn't about to judge. Well, yes, I was. Because I must admit, a bass fish is the last ish I expect to see on the back of this bus. But that's exactly what happens when one of those fishermen sits his pole and bucket right next to lucky me. His pungent fish punches my nose with the smell of the sea. When he tells me he's a refugee from Guinea, I see he's almost Civil War skinny. Says he'll scale and skin the bluefish, give it to his sister like a new wish to cook and eat, while he looks for work, pounds the concrete. I look down at the brown feet of this unemployed fisherman riding the D-bus and suddenly think, this city is like Jesus, fishing innocent people in again and again, since the very name of this city claims, come and you'll gain a true haven for you. But what if New Haven doesn't come true? What will the hopeful, fished-in people do to cope with the distance between the true grit and the name that's so very pretty? Maybe that's why New Haven has always been a revolutionary city. I look up, and sitting next to me is this old white guy with hair and eyes as wild as John Brown, who once came to this town to raise funds for his raid on Harper's Ferry, which starts to feel scary since he too was a fisher of men, a revolutionary abolitionist gathering fistfuls of them way back when. And he's speaking to a man so wearing sandals, so old, they sure ain't Tevas. And that's when I realized that is John Brown on the back of the D-bus, giving dap to a black Jesus, hatching a plan to free 3-day laborers from Mexico locked up because they lack visas. And John Brown turns to black Jesus and says, Jesus. And Jesus says, dude, it's pronounced Jesus. And starts breaking ish down in Spanglish, Arabic, Aramaic, and some archaic language made of nothing but the anguish in John Brown's eyes, saying, everyone thinks we're crazy and no one sees us. And Jesus says, see. And that's how we got loose from that prison on Whaley Ave. And he's barely finished when this woman asks, can I give you a hand, sirs? My name's Erica Huggins. I started the New Haven branch of the Black Panthers. And before they can answer, Erica's hand reaches out the bus window and pulls in Warren Kimbrough, fishing men from prison, stretching back to New Haven's revolutionary beginning, when the Amistad rebels were imprisoned on the Green. And Sengbe Pie already has a machete to the bus driver's throat, whispering, turn this boat around and give us free. Give us free. But the bus driver turns her dreadlocked head instead and says, I hear you, Sengbe, but I tell you, my plan is to start a peaceful revolution right here, man. And Sengbe checks the name tag to see who is driving the bus, telling us we'll get through this. And as he cries, Zanette Lewis, she opens the bus door so wide that she, John Brown, Jesus, Sengbe, and all the Panthers dance outside, fishing again for revolutionary women and men who will turn their wish into a living, loving flame that will make New Haven live up to its name. That's the piece.